Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin just doesn't want to let anybody into the trade anymore. It just keeps going. There is no deep pullback in sight at the moment. Bitcoin keeps grinding higher. Now, jokes aside, Bitcoin hasn't really shown any deep pullbacks in a while. I mean, last time was here, obviously. Okay, it's not that far off, and it actually landed in our support region. But it's already like 5 to 6 weeks, isn't it, here in this wave 2. In the green count, it was a wave 4 in the white count. I'm leaning towards the white count still, so I count that actually as a wave 4. Here on the daily chart, however, I've taken the micro count out of the white scenario just to show you the main counts, and otherwise all the labels are going to confuse everybody. Bitcoin is going higher. That was our forecast as well on the shorter time frame. Good to see that that's happening. I mean, I always try to lean with the trend, but obviously as we climb higher, we have to grow more and more cautious, because now we're again also moving away from our micro support area, which means that the relevant support levels are further away. And if you didn't use our support zone to enter, then you are basically now, in a difficult spot again. So looking at, I mean, someone asked me this morning, is there a coin that is not yet like too late to enter? I mean, just look at the support areas, just watch the support areas, know where the support areas are on the different charts, and then you can just do your trader math and just position yourself. So for example, here on the Bitcoin chart, we only had a support zone like yesterday, a couple of days ago, and it was triggered twice. I mean, this just moved. I just moved the box to the right, but it triggered it here around the 28th of Feb. And here again. Okay, so the support areas are there to be used, if you're interested in that coin. And Bitcoin has broken out to the upside in line with the micro count as well. Before we dive into the microstructure here, quick explanation of the daily chart. Perspective is that we're still in a third wave, and in this white wave count, I will change my perspective if there is a sustained break above 68,500, 69,000. Basically into a new all-time high territory, and the price sustains there. If we only get a wick into all-time highs, then I'm not gonna call the white count unlikely, but it will turn unlikely if we really get further extensions higher above 69k. Then it will basically seamlessly transition into the green count. That's the purpose of the green count, to suggest what will happen if we make a sustained move into all-time high territory. Until then, the white count remains my preferred outcome option, because it tells us that basically a pullback is on the horizon in wave 4. That's also in line with some altcoins, which are actually due a wave 2 pullback. But again, it's a bullish market, and if the market doesn't want anyone in, it will just keep going. So that's the importance of having the right mindset here, because what I don't tell you is that a pullback will happen. I'm telling you it's ideal, which is not the same as, okay, it's gonna happen. Eventually the market decides that. The main purpose of the analysis is then to understand that it is likely that one occurs, to be watching for it, and however also to understand what needs to happen that we can call this pullback underway. And I highlighted to you, it would need to be a break below 57,100. That so far hasn't occurred. So our signal for that has not happened yet. Okay, so therefore we focus on higher. We just go with the trend here. And I mean, strategically, I did take some profits last week around 59 and 60k. Those were my positions. Most of my positions I bought since October last year. I'm not touching my core position. I'm just not touching my core yet, and I might start to take some profits as we obviously climb into all-time high territory, maybe towards 70, 80k, but I don't want to touch it lightly, okay? So core position is basically what I hold to trade to my bull market target of 125k, maybe even a little bit more. It depends on the how favorable the environment is. So I think it's just the right mindset to go with the trend, which is still up, which is sort of my approach for the S&P 500 as well, while being cautious that a pullback could occur. And then we know which the support levels are. So Bitcoin today is climbing higher. We have the next fib levels here at 65k and then 68k. And then obviously 68,500 is structural resistance. We're basically entering now a structural resistance area here, phase. Okay, and remember what we talked about? I think it's likely actually that Bitcoin is going to move, because the proximity to all-time highs, that Bitcoin might move to all-time high territory and then maybe get a wick or a rejection there in the white count. In the green count, it's just going to keep going, which tells us the trend is up, and we need to be very much aware that we should not really reduce our core position lightly. That at least, I mean, there are always up or down scenarios, on every chart, really. So we're always looking for up or down. I always get that comment on YouTube here. It happens on YouTube a lot. Oh, it's up or down. Yeah, of course, it's up or down. That's what markets do, right? Key is to have a tactical answer to that. We want to have a tactical answer for that. And the tactical answer is so simple. It's about, okay, buying in the yellow support zone. That's all about buying, for me at least. And then obviously being aware of the green count, and then maybe starting to take profits as we're heading towards bull market targets. That's the simple answer here, tactically speaking. If someone is not positioned yet, that always leaves me in a difficult spot. I cannot recommend an entry now. I mean, we basically, if you go by the just support zones, I mean, we just had an entry, which was here in the orange support zone. Okay, so already here, anybody who added positions or so is basically in profit. That all depends on your time frame. I personally took rather profits here because I have a different time frame and different plan. But anybody who looked for an entry, there's one with a possible stop loss, like maybe 1% below the box. Now looking here at the shorter time frame, the wave count suggests that this triangle count was actually correct and that we're moving higher now in wave 5. So the relevant support level now is the E-wave low. So we talk about 61,380. And what else can I say? So upside targets mentioned. We go with the trend. That remains at the moment my support until I get a little bit more clarity about the microstructure here. But it's literally the E-wave low. So, I mean, you could use that as a stop if you wanted to. But as I mentioned yesterday, the triangle is breaking when we get a first indication. 63,240 is the first early indication. Confirmation is the B wave top break. And yep, since then it's actually going. So it's interesting. Looks like it's on the move. I keep you updated. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.